If each panel were a heartbeat, would you choose the smaller, quickened rhythm or the longer, slower breath of a larger soul? Would you set them down in the south, where summers are dry and the air shimmers, or in the north, where winters fog the air and summers cling like silk, when the wind whispers the memory of decades past? Would you listen to its record of sunlight, rain, and cloud to know how best to place your hope? Would you trace the dance of shadows hour by hour, counting each step so you might predict the music of power yet to come? If the ground beneath reflected back 20%, 40%, 60%, or even 80% of the light, would you treat it like an ally or a fickle friend? Would you run your fingers over numbers in a table until they stopped being numbers and became the pulse of a living system? If each installation pattern shaped the destiny of energy, would you choose the one that whispers gently or the one that roars? When the panel spread from 10% to 40% of the roof skin, would you smile at the rising tide of energy, knowing that each percentage point was a gift? And when they crept further, covering half the sky above your home, would you accept the truth that sometimes more is less, and abundance can smother its own flame? Would you marvel at the 12 to 13% leap between certain steps, feeling the rush of possibility? And would you pause at the 4 to 10% fall, wondering what lesson was hidden there? If I, DVIS Zari, stood before you not as a stranger, but as someone who has carried the dream of a solar field in my chest, like a secret sunrise, would you place your hand on mine and say, "Yes, I will help you build it"? Would you see in my request not just a plea for money, but an invitation to write yourself into a story, where the rooftops bloom and the air grows cleaner?